It sucks to be a white American. Now hold on, give me a chance, let me explain. I want you to think of the kind of person who would put on a White Lives Matter sticker on the back of their Ford pickup. Why do they do that? Is it all racism? Well, yeah. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. White Americans basically have no culture. Not in the same way we see other people. And we white people, we know this inherently, and it scares us. We know we have our regional cultures. Our cities, our sports teams, and families all give us our regional culture, but being white basically means nothing, or generally at least nothing positive. White people throughout American history are almost always seen on the side of the oppressors. Not all white people, but most of us. And this sucks to learn. It's even harder to internalize. And it's why white people usually don't accept this, because it makes us feel a deep sense of guilt. I think it's why white people say nonsense like, I can't be racist, I have black friends. Sure, you probably don't see black people as objects, but you're refusing to accept the role our people have had in their oppression. That guilt we feel is our responsibility for the actions of our ancestors. It's why white people refuse to say that black people deserve reparation, because it admits our guilt. But black people deserve reparations. It just makes sense logically. You can sue someone for scratching your car, but black people can't sue the American government for the enslavement of their people. My people are arresting and deporting Mexican families from this country. Think about that. We are telling people that they are not allowed on the land we stole. Let's go a step further. White people stole a sacred land site from the people indigenous to this land and then carved 4 white people's faces on it, most of which were slave owners. I mean, Mount Rushmore is a place that we look at and we're like, oh, cool, giant faces. But to other people, it's a giant form of oppression, and admitting that and coming to terms with that sucks. We suck, dude. My people really and truly suck. Not all of us contributed to this oppression, but we are all a part of it. And this will mostly sound like virtue signaling. It will mostly sound like, look at how rough we are. But there is a reality to admitting this guilt and being honest with it. Because white people are afraid to do this. And we're afraid to admit it because my people are weak. White people are weak. We have power we have given ourselves and put down the cultures that are stronger than us because we know that we're weak. If white Americans were oppressed the same way black, native, or Mexican American people are, we would crack like glass. Our culture and identity as white people is so meaningless that we do everything in our power to keep other people down so that we don't break from having someone else on top. I think that's why you see white Americans championing white pride, not just out of ignorance or racism, but it's because they are scared. They're scared to come to terms with their guilt, scared to admit they're wrong, and terrified to acknowledge that we may have all the societal, economic, and political power, but as a people we are weak. But this isn't the way it has to be forever. I have hope that one day my people will finally take responsibility for what we have done. I hope that we'll collectively accept our role in the oppression of our non-white brothers and sisters and finally take action. And it will take the action of us white folks. It's not just non-white people that have to fight for their rights. It's us too fighting for them because our cross to bear is being born white. Being born with the skin color of the oppressors means that we have to fight to be nothing like them. We're not near that right now. America is in a tumultuous stage where it very much does not feel like white people are acknowledging where they went wrong. But I want to have hope, and I refuse to accept that one day justice won't prevail. Collectively, we can all shed the shadow of oppression and share this place together. And that's the message I want to end with. I want to be hopeful that one day oppression will be something taught in history class, something that we don't have to see ourselves in. That's what I hope. Anyway, I want to be optimistic in the end. Anyway, that's it. Thanks.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, for centuries, America has sold itself as the land of the free, a beacon of hope, a promised land. but behind that patriotic promise lies a haunting truth, a truth that can no longer be ignored. This country was built on stolen land and with stolen labor, and now, more than ever, that truth is confronting the very people who have long benefited from the illusion. White Americans are waking up. Slowly and sometimes reluctantly, they are being forced to reckon with a legacy that has always been there, but conveniently buried beneath flags, anthem, and slogan. America is not and never truly was the land of the free for everyone. And if we are to move forward, we must confront that truth head. So kindly guys, I want you to continue watching these videos from Americans coming out and reveal more truth. Then I'll be back with more comment. I'm your host Dash Lifestyle. Kindly remember to subscribe if you haven't. Give a video a thumbs up.
America's identity is not freedom. If you're always going on and on about how America is the greatest country on earth because it's so free and we're always trying to spread freedom, you need to calm down. America is and has always been about two things: profit and white supremacy. When I say this, I'm not trying to be ungrateful of the privilege I have having grown up in the United States as the wealthiest country on earth. And I know that there are plenty of countries around the world that have horrible human rights offenses, genocides, poverty, famine, corruption, and so on and so forth. But America is not about freedom, and we have pretended to be about freedom for the entire lifetime of this country. When I think about the Pledge of Allegiance that I was forced to recite in elementary school, middle school, high school, every day, every morning, looking at a flag, placing my hand over my heart, and pledging my allegiance to a country that I didn't really know that much about. We have whitewashed our history and our modern politics and our impact on the world right now so much that most people who get educated in this country have no clue what dark, evil shit we get up to. The FBI archives are publicly available. You can go online and read all about the nasty shit that they did, the relentless spying they did on people that were protesting through the 1960s and 70s, and look at Iraq throughout the 20th century and then the invasion after 9/11. Look at Israel and Palestine. We're driven by two things: profit and white supremacy. Those are the bottom lines. From the very beginning, when this country was founded for equality for every person, yet we had slaves that built our economy. For the first 90 years of this country, for the next 100, black people still did not have full rights and citizenship recognized by the government. We can't even ask to use ranked choice voting in our elections because the current politicians and the political parties are so entrenched in exchanging money for policy and perpetuating the two-party system that leaves the rest of the country, 90% of people, completely fucked by an endless cycle of capitalism. It's all about profit, and it's all about white supremacy, both at home and abroad. And I'm so sick of the way that the United States media and education completely whitewashes that. We can't even have a conversation about communism and socialism because everybody in this country is so fucking scared of those words. They have no idea what they mean. Remember McCarthyism? I mean, how can you have a country that says that it is a free country when you literally have a ringleader blacklisting other politicians just by uttering a word? And that fear of communism and socialism is absolutely still present today. We're so stuck on capitalism and this greed for profit, relentless greed for profit. It will keep us locked in this cycle of raping the earth and exploiting working class people and keeping everybody else divided through the mechanisms of white supremacy. I'm so sick and tired, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of watching the politicians and the leaders fight in every way they can to keep this country exactly on the path that it is. Anyway, that's my hot take for the 4th of July.
This country was not built on freedom. It was built on theft, genocide, slavery, and silence. The land we live on was stolen, ripped away from Native people through war, betrayal, and the violent erasure of entire cultures. Homes burned, families torn apart, and languages were forbidden, and children were buried. This land wasn't discovered, it was taken. Then this country marched south and stole half of Mexico, Texas, California, Arizona, and New Mexico. That land wasn't empty. It was alive with history, with people, with deep indigenous roots. Mexicans and Native Americans share that blood. And now this country dares to call their descendants illegal on the land that was theirs first. And while land was being stolen, millions of black people were stolen too. Enslaved, brutalized, forced to build a country that never intended to see them as human. The wealth of this nation, its railroads, its cotton, banks, White House, was soaked in the black blood and sweat. And still the system works to keep them down, to silence, to punish, to erase. And today this country is still being built on the backs of the brown, the poor, the undocumented, farm workers who can't afford the food that they harvest, mothers crossing borders to keep their children alive, laborers doing the hardest work for the lowest pay, while being called a burden by the very people who benefit from them. I may not carry that history in my blood, but I refuse to look away. Because the truth is, America was never built by the powerful. It was built by the oppressed, by the people whose names never made it to the textbooks, by the ones this country tried to forget. But we remember. We remember because silence is a choice. And I will not choose it. Not now, not ever. Not while native land is still stolen. Not while black lives are still under attack. Not while immigrants are hunted, caged, and dehumanized. And not while injustice reigns, here or anywhere. I don't speak for anyone, but I will speak with them. Stand beside them, and fight for what's right. Because I know this. We are the people, and we won't be silent.
Okay, I have a master's degree in Black History, and this Black History Month, I have vowed to share a new fact every day, something that you probably would not learn in school. Today's fact is one that you'll want to keep in your back pocket, because at some point, someone's going to say something, and having this information, that's helpful. Did you know Black people have lived in America since before the country was even officially established? 20 African-descended people arrived in Point Comfort, Virginia in 1619 on a ship called the White Lion, and they had been actually traded for food and other things from a Portuguese slave ship. All 20 of the African people who were on the ship were intended to become indentured servants when they arrived in what would become America. 2 of those people are Isabel and Anthony Tucker. They were working for a man named Captain William Tucker as indentured servants. And in 1624, they, after being married, had a son named William Tucker. They named him after the captain. So William Tucker became the first Black person, the first African-descended person to be born in what would become America. You might call him the first African-American. The only other information we really have about William Tucker is that when he was around 10 or 11, his parents were freed. They were indentured servants. They were not slaves because slavery was not yet legal in Virginia. It took a couple decades for that to happen. They bought a farm in Kent, Virginia, and he lived on the farm, we presume. We have no idea what actually happened to him and his family. His descendants have been trying to find out since. William Tucker's birth is evidence of something that feels really empowering if you're a Black person, which is that Black people have been here, have been in the United States for as long as it's been the United States, since before it was the United States. One more time for the people in the back, Black history is American history, okay? Happy Black History Month. I'll see you tomorrow for some more facts.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have listened to what majority of Americans, they have come out and revealed the truth about America. First of all, I want us to react to some of the videos that Americans, they have come out and said the truth, and also the fact that majority of Americans, they are waking up and coming out to realize the truth and deciding to tell this all truth to the black people, to all people. For me, it is a good thing, and also it shows me that Americans people, they are also waking up, because for a very long time, some of them, they didn't know what it is happening in this world, but right now they have come out and realized the black people, they are now being given lies. So they are coming out and waking up and breaking the code with their own people, and decided to tell us majority of things that we black people, we didn't knew, or they have been hiding towards black people. And also guys, if you want to add something, also you can just comment on the comment section. You can also tell me some of the lies and some of the hidden truth that these people, they have been hiding to us black people. So number one, the first video of that white man, he has come out and say that white people, they don't have culture. Yeah, I agree with you. Black people, they don't have culture. The culture that right now these people, they are practicing, it is all stolen from the black people. And you guys can see the black people, they are the real Jewish. Black people, they are the owner, they are the majority, they are the real people of this world, because the first people who are in this world, they are the black people. And also we black people, we are the one who brought white people, because the white people, they can't produce a gene of a black person, but a black people can produce a gene of a white person. So this is tell you that the white people, they came from us black people. And black people, we are now the real Jews. Leave those fake white Jews that they have been saying towards us black people. And also, the black people need their reparation. This reparation of black people, you have heard from that white man. He has come out and say, black people, for sure, they need their reparation. These people, they need to pay for the damages that they did to us black people, because these people, that the ones who came to our black countries here in Africa to take away our brothers and sisters. They went with them to their they went with them in their country. Our black people, they build their country. They force them into forced labor. So when it is now the time for them to pay a black reparation, they don't want. They are denying to pay the black people reparation. And this reparation, it is just to compensate for the damage that they did to us black people, because up to date we are still having some of the families which they are having slavery scars. Until today, we are still having some of the families which they are having the memories of what happened to their grandfather, to their forefather, what happened to their mother during the time of the slavery. So for them to reduce the pain of this family, they need to pay the black reparation. So that's why black people have been asking this reparation for a very long time. And these people, if they want us black people to forgive them, first of all, I've been telling you that the first thing that these people, they need to do, it is to compensate the families, the broken families that they broke during slavery. It is to compensate for the damages that they did to this family. And this slavery plantation, it is a must for them to pay, because this is one of the things that black people have been fighting so hard, so that these people can pay this slavery reparation. And also that white we have heard from the white people coming out and say that these people, they went ahead and stole land. America, it is built on a stolen land. Yeah, America, for sure, it was built on a stolen land. And you have heard from that white man coming out and say, the Americans, they are now benefiting. They are happy to make their country a first world country, a powerful country. But these people, they stole a land from indigenous people. Yeah, these people, they stole a land from the indigenous people. And then these people, they went ahead and captured black people to brought them as a slavery to help and force them into forced labor to build America. Yeah, so this is to tell you that in my second point, they are saying that white America, they are weak. So this is another point to tell you that for real, white Americans, they are weak, because if they are not the ones who build their country. No, Americans, they are not the ones who build their country. People who build their American, it is the black people. So this tell you that apart from these people stealing stealing the land, these people, they went ahead and bring people into forced labor to do they went ahead and brought slavery to help them to build their country. So this tell you that these people, for sure, they know they are weak, and they know they are weak. That's why they don't want to see other races coming on top of them. Yeah, they don't want to make the black people, they don't want to acknowledge that the black people, they are very strong. Black people, they are not weak. Black people, they are really strong. So because of that, they don't want to praise the black people. What they want, it is to see the black people behind them. They don't want to see black people on top of them. And that's why I've been telling you that now it is coming into reality that Americans people, the white Americans, they stole land. Americans people, they did nothing in that America land. No, they did nothing. The people who built the America, it is the black people. And after the black people build America, you have seen how these people, they are treating the black people. The black Americans, they have been asking for reparation. Up to date, they have not yet paid the black Americans reparation, leave alone the black Americans reparation. Also, the countries, we are having so many African countries which up to date, they are still asking for reparation. They have not yet paid. So this is tell you that these people are right now, I'm so happy to see right now the white people themselves, they are coming out and revealing the truth, and also they are asking themselves to start doing something towards black people, because all these lies that they've been hiding, some days it will come into reality and it will expose them badly to a point whereby they will just give up to how they're treating black people in America. So kindly guys, you can also comment on the comment section and tell me what do you think of today's topics. I'm so happy to see some of the white people coming out and waking up and realizing that the things that they've been doing to the black people, it is bad. And right now they are cautioning, they are sending the message to themselves, telling themselves that we need to start recognizing these black people, because the country belongs to them. They are the real Jewish, and also right now black people, we are the majority. So kindly guys, subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share, and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.